Every 4 years, the USA's road to the World Cup has to pass through the legendary Estadio Azteca. The stadium seats a capacity of 110,000 people and has seen both Pelé and Maradona lift the World Cup trophy. Built in 1966, Estadio Azteca has since been the fortress of the Mexican national team, who have only lost there once in qualifying in 44 years. USA would face their neighbors to the south at a critical time for El Tricolor. Sitting in fourth place with 5 games to play, Mexico could not afford to lose a home match against its most hated rival.
Nosotros creo que estamos muy motivados porque estamos en casa y el estadio va a estar lleno y la gente va a estar a nuestro favor, entonces tenemos que aprovechar eso.
In New York, we had 30 guys go down to the Azteca, and they spent the whole weekend there.
Soccer's always been my favorite sport. I went to the 2002 World Cup for my post-college trip and met up with a great crowd of people, the American fans over there. It all came down to that John O'Brien goal in the 5th minute against Portugal. It basically sealed the deal for me as a fan, because all I know is I started out in the 15th row of that stadium and ended up at the 2nd row of the stadium. Met up with all these guys. An amazing way to see the world.
This game happens once every 4 years, and people are like, why are you going to Mexico City? Why aren't you going to Cancun or going to golf somewhere on a beach? And they're like, no, this is the best thing I could think of to do. It's to be in a small section surrounded by 200 screaming people going nuts, surrounded by 100,000 people screaming against them.
If we're not there, there's going to be nobody there. There might be a couple hundred of us in a stadium of over 100,000 people.
I want to be here with people who have the same feeling, stand next to them and sing with them. That's why I'm here. Sang a couple of songs, but we don't want to wear ourselves out, kind of save it for tomorrow. But it's good to get the juices flowing a little bit.
Hoping you're here to witness the first time in the history of U.S. soccer that we beat Mexico in Mexico.
I couldn't sleep well last night, picturing the worst, picturing the best. Yeah, it's just like I got goosebumps over me right now. And
I think a lot of people are like nervous, but also excited.
This shirt is the Minnesota Volunteers. Minnesota Volunteers were a Civil War squad at Gettysburg. There was 98% casualty rate. We're all come together from all different parts, come together in one cause. We all band together, stick together, watch each other's back.
Everyone's pretty psyched right now on our way to Azteca. Everyone's got this little nervous anticipation. Build that atmosphere slowly, and then by the time we get in there, you're gonna see all these idiots just exploding.
It's huge, it's gonna be massive, and they're gonna dwarf us in size and numbers.
Come off the subway and we had a couple hundred U.S. fans who were all singing and chanting and jumping up and down, and then we come down the subway ramp and there's just a sea of green shirts. You feel like you're at the gates of Mordor. You're 100 fans off to the corner waiting for them to open the gates and hopefully get a security escort to walk you up to your seats. It's the one trip every American soccer fan needs to make at least once. It's just a great opportunity to be completely surrounded and to know that you're there supporting your team as passionately as you can, in spite of the fact that you're outnumbered by over 100,000.
The small contingent of U.S. supporters were guarded by a fully armed security escort and seated in the very top corner of Estadio Azteca.
y aquí vamos. El balón largo jugado por izquierda para Clindense.
Viene Cuauhtémoc. El grandote, el del Milán. Oguchi Onyeku. Ahora juega para Milán. Y la gente silba ya su papel y la tiene el zorro plateado. Mete tiro. Me parece, no sé, por ahí se rumoró nada más, Miguel, no sé si es cierto, que Cuauhtémoc le iba a vender unos quesos a Donovan que le pusiste tú en concesión.
Pues ojalá y le hagan daño, te dejo.
Ojalá se empache. Cuidado aquí. El tiro. ¡Gol!
You go down there for those moments like that, those 30 seconds of pure bliss that you can't ever really put a price tag on.
Charlie Davies' goal off a Landon Donovan pass gave the United States their first ever lead at Estadio Azteca.
En la salida, vean dónde aparece Landon Donovan. Y vean su habilidad, sin embargo, le ganó bien Israel. Israel deja en Guardado. Guardado tiene a Cuauhtémoc. Cuauhtémoc se mueve con tranquilidad, le pica a Guardado. Se le mueve el Gio. Sigue Cuauhtémoc. Le puede pegar, le pega.
They started reacting by throwing things, bottles of beer, bottles of water, to get hit with a sandwich. I saw a woman get hit in the head with a block of ice. It was pretty crazy.
We got the first lead we've ever had in Azteca. It's pretty awesome. We got 3 yellow cards on the back line. Not so good. Basically, they were throwing anything they could get their hands on us. So that's the fun of coming to these games. See if you can get out alive.
Total count, hit count right now: one lime slice and one plastic ball. Other than that, no casualties to report.
Cambio de frente para donde Juárez tiene el sol que le complica los efectos del sol. Acelera Juárez, gran jugada de Juárez. Juárez hasta la cocina. ¡Sabá!
The rivalry between the U.S. and Mexico is, to me, one of the great rivalries in world sports because there is so much bitterness, especially on the Mexican side. One of these days, I do think the U.S. is going to win at the Azteca, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the Mexicans respond to that. But they're not going to lose in their home without a huge fight.
This jersey could talk. I mean, I was front row, and we got pelted. We'll move on. We'll be in the World Cup.
We still have more points than they do. We're still in good shape to qualify. Watch your camera, watch your head right now. There's big chunks of ice flying in.
That game could have been ours.
I'm proud of them. They played hard. They played tough. They just couldn't get the result. World Cup qualifying is this. Hold serve at home. That's all you ever have to do. You win all your home games, you grab a point here, a point there, you're in.